What's up, everybody? Yeah, I just want to quickly go over the concept of stored value and how that pertains to the concept of cryptocurrency, Bitcoin in general, and pretty much any other proof of work um, coins, right? So Bitcoin's been getting a lot of heat on the proof of work front about being economically and environmentally inefficient because of the energy required to mine new supply into existence. Now, I hear that a lot, especially in the tech community, um, pretty much acting like it's a waste. But they and maybe some of you don't 100% grasp the concept of economics, why things need to cost either labor, energy, time, a finite resource. That gives it utility. That gives it worth. Because I mean, look around you. You're in a world filled of fiat paper money that's able to be printed at the decree and will of a government or a sovereign entity. I probably messed that word up. Entity, just because, right? And then there's this big dichotomy that arises between the working class and the ruling class, right? Working class has to bust their ass to accumulate wealth, to accumulate units of wealth or representations of wealth. But then you have a ruling class that is able to just print it and not put in the elbow grease. And there lies the problem, right? That's why sound money principles are so important. Sound money principles, mainly Austrian economic principles, are ones of money is valuable, time is valuable, labor is valuable, people's efforts, attention are valuable. They're commodities that need to be rewarded. It's not that gold is valuable. It's that it takes time, effort, labor to pull it out of the ground. That's why it's the best, and has been for 5,000 years, the best form of money that the earth has ever seen. And every time that expansions of credit go out and balloon out of proportion, we always come back to center. Because when everything gets crazy and no one knows what's going on anymore, we could always come back to the mean and say that I don't know what the worth of the dollar is. I don't know what the worth of the yuan is. I don't know the worth of the baht is, but I know how much money it takes to pull an ounce of gold out of the ground. This is why sound money is so important, because it reels everyone back into reality. Same with Bitcoin, right? The very thing that people complain about Bitcoin is what gives its value, right? That's why it's called the digital gold, because just like it takes what I think right now going rate for silver out of the ground is about $14 per ounce, right? That creates a floor under the price. Because no matter what you do, unless you come up with a technology-changing, game-changing advancement, you're not going to really deviate from that $14 price. You might be very efficient mind and maybe take a couple dollars off, maybe $4 off, but it's not going much lower. That creates a floor, right? So for Bitcoin too, instead of using oil to pull precious metals out of the ground because you got to dig down deep, you're just using electricity, right? So yeah, I mean, you use electricity. It's just a different commodity, but it's still valuable. And some people would say in the modern day world with this digitization of everything that electricity is more important anyway than oil. And with the recent drop in oil price down to negative levels, I mean that's becoming more and more apparent to people. Switching to alternate energies, that we're ditching oil. We're ditching oil and we're going 100% electronic, right? So that's why Bitcoin is the Electro-Dollar, right? Because no matter what point in time you are, whether you're in the future, you're right now, you're going to need to use electricity to pull Bitcoin out of the air. You have to, right? So you can look at Bitcoin as a store of value, a store of electricity, because as time goes on, it's going to take more and more electricity to pull Bitcoins out of supply, right? And that's what makes a good form of money. The reason gold is expensive is because it's hard as hell to get it out of the ground. People have been busting their ass since 5,000, 10,000, no, I don't even know. But one thing's universally true: humans have always found it valuable, and everyone's going to find the same for Bitcoin. Because we're entering a new paradigm. Everyone values Bitcoin in the old paradigm, based on analog, based on petrol. It's not the same world. It's not the same world. You're going to start seeing over the next decade that people are going to start transitioning, making this realization, not because they want to, but because it's economically efficient. You know, you are a commodity. Your time is a commodity. Your energy is a commodity. Your back is a commodity. The reason money has value is because it takes time and work and effort to get it. Any form of money that doesn't have that isn't money. And right now we're just in the in-between period where people have forgotten that. But there will be a day of accounting coming. So all this proof of stake stuff, I hear you. And yeah, for some cryptos it doesn't make sense, but not for stores of value. It does not make sense for stores of value. It does not. And that's the thing that's gonna throw a lot of people off the Bitcoin train, chasing all this other shit. You know, they're gonna look for, you know, Ethereum. Cool. Ethereum's a scalable solution. Well, at least I think it is. We'll see. They're about 2 years late on the POS and Ethereum point 2. But what I'm trying to say is, you need energy to be expended. It is a must for a store of value. If you don't have it, then it's not a store of value. If it's a proof of stake, it might be a good enterprise tool. It might have utility use case, but it's not valuable because it stores labor. It's valued because of the utility. It's very different. Very different. Because stores of value are more consistent over time in holding value. Utility is as valuable as the utility it gives at the time until something else comes out. So be very aware. POS stuff that's gonna pull people in for ROI, but you need to know that Bitcoin is the Electro-Dollar. There's not going to be any POS coin that's going to overtake it as digital gold. Bitcoin is the Electro-Dollar. That's all there is to it. There's lots of precious metals, but gold has been the store of value. It's a store of value. You know, it doesn't change. It's not that we're looking for better tech. It's not anything like that. It's that we've agreed that Bitcoin's a digital gold. It takes energy to pull it out of the air. And no matter where you go or what you have, when you spend a Bitcoin, you're essentially spending that stored electricity. Because it took electricity to make it. Alright guys, hopefully that's been helpful. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.